cameras missed their shot of the latest high-profile arrivals to Trump Tower, the United States' top intelligence officials opted for the private entrance for this highly anticipated briefing to set out their case that Russia interfered with the 2016 election. The day after officials gave the first public hearing about Russian hacking, and just hours before his briefing with them, Donald Trump continued to dismiss their conclusions, saying it's all part of a political witch hunt. General Michael Hayden used to head the NSA and the CIA. He says this briefing is a big test.
So two potential outcomes. One, they go in, present everything they have to him. He says, still don't believe you. Or he says, actually, I think you may have a point. If it's the former, where does that leave us?
It leaves us in a very dark place. Frankly, now, I don't want to be apocalyptic about this. I'm kind of looking at this through the lens of the American intelligence community. That's my best shot. That's a high confidence judgment. And he said, take a hike. Wow, that's gonna reverberate throughout the community. If you find that high confidence judgments represent insufficient proof for you to move, then you should sell the antennas and let these kids go do something else.
So how unusual, how unprecedented is Donald Trump's very open and public derision and dismissal of the intelligence agency's conclusions?
Yeah, and that's important to realize. That's what's new, not the adjustment we have to make because there's a new president. We do that every 4 or 8 years. What's different here is that the president-elect, for his own reasons, has decided to put this out and make it public. In American football, we've got this ritual we call trash talk, in which you go out and begin to say things to try to get into the head of the opposition, in some ways maybe even to intimidate the opposition. An awful lot of tweets that the president-elect's put out there about the American intelligence community feel a bit like trash talk.
In the intelligence community, there's no longer any debate about Russia's interference. There's a widely held belief that the aim to help Trump came from the very top.
This is a covert influence campaign that I think succeeded beyond all possible expectations on the part of the Russian Federation. At a minimum, you've got me here talking to you, trying to explain why there appears to be a war between the president-elect and the American intelligence community. If I'm working for the Russian Special Services and I'm responsible for that covert influence campaign, I'm going in the wind column, just for that.
When you say it exceeded, do you think it may have influenced the outcome of the election?
That is not just an unknown fact, it's an unknowable fact. And so I'm not even going to try to speculate.
Love him or hate him, Donald Trump is clearly a very proud individual. In accepting the view of the intelligence community, is he not accepting that his win may not have been legitimate?
No, I don't think so at all. I mean this. Okay, I separate that completely, all right?
Does he separate that, though?
Well, again, my point would be, Mr. President-elect, this is not about you. Sorry. A lot of things may be about you. This is not one of them. This is about us. This is about our democratic processes. And we got to be all over this. And then when we're done, which I think we're getting close to now, we're going to tell you what happened. And I know you're going to want to defend our democratic processes too.
In Friday's final Electoral College tally, Democrats made objections based on Russian hacking.
Mr. President, I object to the certificate from the state of Georgia on the grounds that the electoral
Vice President Joe Biden gave them short shrift.
The objection cannot be entertained.
But the issue isn't going away as the pressure mounts on the president-elect to show some faith in the intelligence agencies he'll come to rely on. Amanda Walker, Sky News, Washington.